Hello YouTube and welcome back to Planet Coaster. Today we are continuing with our Mario Galaxy ride, starting off with what I'd say was some finishing touches to the Mushroom Kingdom section, but I think there's even more I'd like to add, to be honest. So you might see me return to this in the future. So funny thing that I forgot to mention last episode, I had been building for a very long time, then when I zoomed out, Peach's castle was just gone. So I've learned the hard way to not overwrite my save files, but it's all good. I managed to put it all back together. I have no clue how it happened, even after re-watching the footage that I recorded, like I got it on camera and I still can't figure out how it was deleted. My best bet is that it was attached to something which I had deleted, thus deleting the whole thing, because the way Planet Coaster works is once you place a wall down it becomes a building, and anything you add at that point will be added to that building, even if it's on the other side of the park. So my guess is I'd done some building whilst I still have the castle selected. A pretty silly noob mistake, but I've learned my lesson now. So this is about 4 hours of footage, once again sped up and highly edited. It's crazy when you start building in this game. The time goes so fast. I could spend hours in this and I don't realise how much time has passed. Until I get to editing, and that's when it hits me. I'm like, damn, I've got a lot of video to get through. I try my best to cut out all the times when I'm kind of like panning around, because sometimes I like build a section and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? And I spend like 5 minutes just panning around thinking of what to do, and when that's sped up it can make you pretty dizzy, so I've done my best to cut out all of those bits where I'm like thinking about what to do next. Some of these models that people created and uploaded to the Steam Workshop are so well made, and as usual everything I've used that I didn't make will be listed in the description below. So I took the castle and I made it look a bit more destroyed. I added some rubble at the bottom, I made some of the decor look like it's falling off, and I placed the castle above the ground a little bit to look like it's been pulled out of the ground, and I attached a bunch of chains to the ships to look like it's being pulled up, and I also included a spaceship which I found on the Steam Workshop. I might actually look for a bigger spaceship, but for now I'll keep that one in. So our main focus today is going to be this section here with Bowser in his airship, the beginning of the attack on the Mushroom Kingdom. It's a launched section where the coaster will speed up quite fast, but it's still not our main launching section. That's later on. And of course, the coaster is quite tame at the moment, but once we're in space, that's when things will start to get a bit crazy with loops and inversions. So to make the airship, I basically just took the galleon from the pirate section and Nintendofied it. I just created a new word? Yeah, but you get what I mean. I added a bullet bill launcher and 2 bullet bills, so it's like we are under attack. Later on, I added some unconscious toads lying face down on the ground. I think it looks quite evil, but also quite funny. And of course, if you've played Mario Galaxy, you know the crystals that the toads get frozen in. So I attempted to recreate that here too. Not sure how successful it was though. So I've spent some time finding some non-copyrighted, free-to-use Mario Galaxy music, and I have recorded a ride through, and I have been editing the music as I go along, and so far I am quite happy with how it's turned out. I've done quite a bit of like audio editing and lining things up, and I'm very happy with the music. And I'll definitely give credit to the creators once I upload the final POV of the ride. At the moment, the whole ride is about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and that's before we've even gone into the main part, so I predict it'll be about 7 or 8 minutes long in total. I've made a big point of using the terraforming tool in loads of different sections of the ride, and I think the main reason for that is because when we go to a certain section, I want our view to be obstructed to what's coming up, so that is constantly like a surprise. So going through like one tunnel will reveal the next section of the ride, and so on. I feel like if you go through the Mushroom Kingdom, but then you can see the airship in the background, it doesn't really have the same effect. I want it to be like kind of like a reveal. So that's why there's quite a lot of terraforming in this video. I'm just kind of closing off each area so that it's not visible whilst you're in other areas. And to be fair, I think that's pretty similar to what happens in real life theme parks too. It might not be with actual mountains, but they definitely separate different parts of rides so that it feels like you're going from one place to another and you can't see future scenes in present ones, if that makes any sense. I spent a while placing some lights either side of this launch section, and then spent some more time setting them up as triggered effects. So as the coaster gets closer to the lights, they create like a fast Mexican wave / runway effect. And speaking of triggered effects, I also added a bunch of smoke and explosions that will activate as though we were actually being attacked by Bowser in his airship. And during this launch section, as well as the fire and explosives, I also added a destroyed section of some castle and some smoke, just to really emphasize the destruction that Bowser has caused. And in the next video, you will see me creating a bunch of screens that basically mimic the beginning of the game. So we will see a screen of Peach's castle with the spaceship over it and the lasers going around it. And then we will see a screen of an anchor dropping down and hitting the ground with a in-game smoke effect that will burst out from the ground at the same time as the video to make the video feel a bit more immersive. And then we will have a slowed down section with some pretty dramatic and epic music of Peach's castle being pulled up into the sky by 2 airships and attached to chains just like in the game. I love the lighting in Planet Coaster. I think it works so well. The way the bounce light reacts to different objects is very cool, and I could basically have a whole episode just focusing on the lighting and how I want things to look in the dark. And at this point, I'll leave you guys with the rest of the time lapse. I hope you enjoy, and again, there are some cinematic shots at the end. Before I go, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me and it really supports the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.